are there any specific exercises or stretches for the hands that can help you keep that mobility?
Yeah, so like I said, this is very important to do within the limits of what your body is going to allow you to do without being in pain. But typically warming up your joints is a good thing to do, especially if it's first thing in the morning, you're waking up, you're kind of getting your day going, or you're about to start, say, knitting or doing some work in the kitchen. Really making sure that your joints are already kind of warmed up and ready to go is a good thing to do. So the first thing I would say is really starting with kind of getting your hand down into as tight a fist as you possibly can, you know, tucking your thumb, try to get your thumb over to the bottom of your pinky or wherever it goes. It could just be the tip or the tip of this finger, but going as far as you can. And then to that, you know, to the opposite, kind of opening the hand up. Mine kind of goes back all sorts of wonky, but, you know, making sure that you really are getting the full extent of the motion out of your fingers as you can. And you'll feel it as you do this over and over again, it warms itself up. So you don't have to go nuts, just a couple of seconds, even a minute of opening and closing will really make a big difference in kind of moving every joint to make sure that it's nice and awake. The other part that's really important is remembering that your wrist also gets affected, you know, equally. So, you know, making an effort to bring the wrist down, bring the wrist, you know, back. People do this exercise a lot where they kind of bring both hands back to back. That uses both hands together to really push the wrist to its limits. Same thing in the opposite direction, just trying to bring the, you know, the wrist into extension. Another one is very frequently people will do this. That's also an excellent one. Whatever makes you feel better. That also gets the elbow in there as well. Same thing on the other side. It's really anything that kind of gets those basic motions done in a controlled, resistive way. So you don't want to be the first time you're stretching out your hand, you don't want it to be when you're like gripping a knife, because if it slips, you're in trouble. So you want to make sure that your hand is nice and ready to go before you get to that. And that's the same for everything. I mean, if you're going in for a workout, you stretch out your legs, you stretch out your arms, you stretch out your tricep, your wrists. You know, very frequently that's a focus in like yoga and things like that. So those are all very important things to do before you really get going, and that'll help keep you as mobile and warmed up as possible for your day.
Perfect. I'll have to try those. Thank you.